Men and women had separate worlds for millennia, although they would marry and have children together. It appeared that the fundamental reason the sexes coexisted was to preserve the human race. But with time T started to change, mostly love became the main reason for relationships and sex, and people went on to choose partners from the same sex in the name of love. The British royal family is not excluded from this, as there are members who were known or might have been homosexuals or part of the LGBTQ community, as we call them today. 1. King William II of England. William the Conqueror's third son and chosen heir, King William II, also known as William Rufus, ruled England from 1087 to 1100. William II, known as Rufus, due to his reddish skin, never wed or had children, which raised the possibility that he was gay. Ranulph Flambard, who later became the Bishop of Durham, served as William's closest advisor, and the website Historic UK adds that William frequently hung out with attractive men, concluding that it is unlikely that we will ever know for sure about his sexual orientation. 2. King Richard I of England. Richard I, often known as Richard the Lionheart, who makes an appearance in some of the Robin Hood tales, was another English king who was rumored to have homosexual tendencies. He left his younger brother John in charge of England because he spent most of his time as king on crusades. It is reported that King Philip II of France and King Richard I of England grew close. Both kings ate from the same dish, and their beds did not separate them, according to eyewitnesses. 3. King Edward II of England. Edward II, who is arguably the most well-known of the homosexual kings, ascended to the throne of England in 1307. He didn't exhibit much interest in the other sex and spent most of his time at court with young, attractive males. Piers Gaveston, who was regarded as abusing his authority and wielding too much influence over Edward, was his closest friend. Gaveston was exiled by the king after the barons compelled him to do so, but he soon returned to England, where he was apprehended, given a bogus trial, and then brutally executed in 1312. Edward II of England experienced heartbreak and never recovered. 4. King James I of England and VI of Scotland. After Elizabeth I's death in 1603, King James succeeded to the Scottish throne through his mother Mary, Queen of Scots. He then succeeded to the English throne. As it was translated during his rule, the King James Bible bears his name. The pair had 7 children after he wed Anne of Denmark, but James was also well known for his romances with his preferred men. Esme Stuart, later the Duke of Lennox, Robert Carr, after the Earl of Somerset, and George Villiers, later Duke of Buckingham, were 3 among them. According to one courtier, he never yet saw any devoted husband make so much or so great dalliance over his beautiful spouse as he had seen King James over his favorites, especially the Duke of Buckingham. 4. King Richard II. At the young age of 10, Richard II became King of England in 1377. His brilliant reign was short-lived due to tyranny, uprisings, and poor judgment. He was overthrown in 1399 by his cousin Henry Bolingbroke, who went on to become King Henry IV. Robert de Vere, Earl of Oxford, was a member of Richard's inner circle. The political establishment of the time found their personal association to be distasteful, and detested by Thomas Walsingham, the chronicler. De Vere was accused of having a homosexual relationship with Richard II. 5. William III of England. He was better known by his Dutch moniker, William of Orange, and after James II was banished due to his Roman Catholic sympathies, he and his wife, Mary, ruled as William and Mary, the only time Britain has had joint kings. William III of England never had a mistress, which caused his opponents to spread rumors that he was gay. The fact that he and Mary were childless simply served to spread more rumors. His claimed lovers were 2 Dutch courtiers named Arnold Joost van Keppel and Hans Willem Bentinck, who received the English title of the Earl of Portland, made Earl of Albemarle. Some historians dismiss the homosexuality accusations as insults leveled by William's foes. 6. Queen Anne of Great Britain. Following the passing of William and her sister Mary in 1702, Anne ascended to the throne. She was married to George, Prince of Denmark, whom it was stated she cherished, and after his passing, she reportedly went through a severe despair. Although Queen Anne was expecting 17 times, the majority of her pregnancies ended in miscarriages or infant deaths. William, Duke of Gloucester, her lone surviving child, passed away at the age of 11. These days, Sarah Churchill, Duchess of Marlborough, is known for her close connection with Queen Anne. The 2 women addressed each other as Mrs. Morley and Mrs. Freeman. The Queen's fondness subsequently shifted to Sarah's cousin Abigail Masham as a result of Sarah's strong influence over Anne and her propensity for speaking down to her. 7. Prince George, Duke of Kent. George, one of King George V's 5 children, had 2 illustrious brothers, Albert, who served as King George VI during World War II, and Edward, who succeeded as King Edward VIII but abdicated to wed an American divorcee. Prince George, though, who is an uncle to Queen Elizabeth II, merits recognition of his own. He had relationships with both men and women, was admired by high society, and was noted for his sense of style. 8. Princess Margaret and Lord Snowdon. Princess Margaret, the younger sister of Queen Elizabeth II, and her husband, famed photographer Anthony Armstrong Jones, popularly known as Lord Snowdon, were symbols of the swinging 60s. Margaret attended Rolling Stones concerts and was said to have slept with both Sharman Douglas, the daughter of U.S. Ambassador Louis Douglas, and Mick Jagger. According to rumors, Lord Snowdon had relationships with both men and women. Margaret became the first royal to divorce since King Henry VIII when they got married in 1960 and got divorced 18 years later. Snowdon passed away in 2017, while Margaret passed away in 2002. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel. Remember to hit the bell button for easy notifications.